I think when you come out as something, when you come out of the gate, whatever you come out of the gate as and you're first imprinted in people's minds as, it's really hard for people to see you as anything other than that forever.
For years, he was one of the most recognizable faces in comedy. Overweight, awkward, and completely relatable. He made a career out of playing the guy who tripped over himself, said something inappropriate, and made everyone else look cooler by comparison. It was a formula that worked. Superbad, 21 Jump Street, Get Him to the Greek. He was everywhere. Movie posters, red carpets, talk shows. And every role seemed to reinforce one thing. Jonah Hill was the joke, and everyone else got to be the star.
I became pretty much known like a recognizable person.
At 22.
22 maybe, yeah. So, and known as being like a slacker kind of, like loudmouth, cursing slacker kind of guy.
But Jonah never set out to be the punchline. He wanted to be a serious storyteller. He grew up idolizing directors, writing scripts, and dreaming of drama, not just punchlines. And even when he was first getting his start, Dustin Hoffman saw that spark. A tiny part in I Heart Huckabees led to a domino effect, the 40-year-old virgin, Knocked Up, and eventually Superbad, where he became a household name. The success was massive, but so was the box he got shoved into.
I'm lucky to be in movies that people still care about years after they were made, but that's not all I'm trying to do. And so, when you grow up and you mature, you want to try all sorts of different things as an actor.
No matter how successful he became, the industry and the audience only wanted one version of Jonah. The messy, loud, out-of-shape best friend. The guy who was funny because he was insecure. When Jonah tried to grow out of that, when he lost weight and started chasing dramatic roles, people didn't say, "Congrats." They asked, "Wait, are you still funny now?" So he doubled down. He trained, studied dramatic acting, took risks. And in 2011, it paid off. Jonah starred in Moneyball opposite Brad Pitt, a grounded, serious sports drama that proved once and for all he had real acting chops. He earned an Oscar nomination. Critics raved, but even then, the headlines weren't about his performance. They were about his weight. People asked if he was too skinny now, if he'd lost his edge. Comedians joked that he wouldn't be funny anymore. At the very moment he should have been celebrated, Jonah Hill was still being reduced to his body, and that frustration started to show. On stage at the MTV VMAs, he sarcastically addressed the elephant in the room. "People say I'm not funny anymore now that I lost weight."
Jonah, you look great. Have you lost some weight?
Yeah, I have. It's just the only thing is now that people keep saying, now that you've lost weight, you're probably not funny anymore.
That's not true. You're probably just as funny as you ever were. I mean, here, why don't you just tell us a joke right now?
Okay, sure. Nikki, I will. Here she goes. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Well, I don't know. Why?
I'll tell you why. He did it. He did it for fitness.
That's not really a joke.
Oh, it's not funny?
No.
Nah, it's not funny that the chicken wanted to change his lifestyle a little bit, become a little healthier? Is it funny instead that instead of getting a pat on the back, the chicken gets a bunch of jerks tweeting that he's not funny anymore? Maybe the chicken should just drop dead at 40 so you can laugh a little bit, huh? He's the same chicken, Nikki. He's just healthier. He's the same chicken.
It wasn't a joke, not really, because while Jonah was trying to evolve, the industry wasn't ready to let him. Even when he scored a second Oscar nomination for The Wolf of Wall Street, the conversation stayed the same. His fluctuating weight became a topic in nearly every interview. Tabloids ran before and after shots like his body was public property. It wasn't just uncomfortable, it was dehumanizing. And the ridicule wasn't confined to headlines. In 2016, while promoting War Dogs in France, Jonah appeared on a popular talk show, only to be humiliated on live TV by a weather presenter who described him as the guy women settle for until someone better comes along. His co-star laughed. The audience laughed. Jonah didn't. He canceled the rest of his press appearances.
J'ai un fantasme, en fait, ce serait qu'on se retrouve tous les deux dans une chambre d'hôtel le soir. On discute, voilà, vous me faites rire, vous me faites beaucoup rire. Et là, d'un coup, vous ramenez vos potes DiCaprio et Brad Pitt et vous partez.
The host apologized later, but the damage was already done. That same year, Jonah's personal life was rocked by tragedy. His brother, Jordan Feldstein, his manager, best friend, and biggest supporter, died suddenly at just 40 years old. It was a devastating blow. And for Jonah, it became a turning point. He quit drinking, stepped away from the spotlight, and started focusing on who he wanted to be when nobody was watching.
Really about, it seemed like I was eager to shed my skin, like whatever that meant, like get out of whatever box I was in.
Yeah.
And I think part of that has to do with, I, wanted to be healthier, like I wanted to grow up, and that meant like maturing and not just doing one kind of film, not just being one kind of friend or son or brother, and not being someone who was immature in how they treated themselves.
What followed was one of the most powerful reinventions in modern Hollywood. He directed Mid-90s, a raw, emotional film about belonging and identity. He started dressing differently, showing up in streetwear and bold fits that earned him praise from the fashion world. He landed a GQ cover, collaborated with Adidas. People who once mocked his style were now calling him a trendsetter. For the first time, Jonah Hill wasn't being laughed at. He was being admired. But even then, the ghosts of his past lingered. Talk show hosts still made sly comments about how he looked or smelled. Jimmy Kimmel told him he smelled surprisingly good, as if basic hygiene was unexpected from someone like Jonah.
First of all, you smell good, which is surprising.
Why is that surprising?
I don't know. I just wouldn't think of a guy who would have a nice scent on. And
That's such a, like, I'm going to really work hard to not take that as a shot. You know what I mean? Like, because I think you would smell nice.
No, but I don't have
Let's dissect that.
on.
No, let's go back for a
Okay,
second.
let's go back.
He handled it gracefully, but the point was clear. No matter how far he'd come, people still saw him through the lens of who he used to be. In interviews, Jonah became more open about how much all of this hurt. He admitted that he never took his shirt off in public until his mid-30s. That growing up overweight and being mocked constantly for it left him with emotional scars he carried for years. He revealed how even his own mother, trying to protect him, would pressure him to lose weight as a kid. A well-meaning act that made him feel like he wasn't good enough. And maybe that's what makes what happened next so complex. In 2023, Jonah's ex-girlfriend, Sarah Brady, leaked text messages where he laid out strict boundaries for their relationship. No surfing with men, no bikini photos, no friendships with people from her wild past. Some defended him, saying he was just stating his needs. But many saw it for what it was. A deeply insecure man, using the language of therapy to control someone else. It became a media firestorm. Jonah, once the target of cruel jokes, was now being accused of emotional abuse. And while nothing about the messages was criminal, it raised bigger questions. Was this just toxic behavior? Or was it a symptom of something deeper? A man shaped by years of mockery, control, and emotional neglect, struggling to feel safe in a relationship? Since then, Jonah's gone quiet. No interviews, no paparazzi sightings. He's working quietly behind the camera. For the first time, maybe he's not trying to change the narrative. Maybe he's finally stepping away from it completely. Because Jonah Hill's story isn't really about weight loss or comedy or leaked DMs. It's about the way we build people up, then tear them down when they stop fitting the mold we made for them. It's about the cost of being the joke for too long. And it's about a man who, after spending most of his life being defined by everyone else, might finally be figuring out who he is on his own terms.